side, and officers have pinched him in. They have pinched him in.
They have him trapped on either side. Wow. Okay.
Welcome to Viral Twist. Most people run from the police. This guy, he turned it into a tour with bonus crashes. Let's see how it all went down.
Good question. You want to gather as much information as you can. Where is the vehicle registered? Okay. What is in the vehicle? Like you said, how much gas was in the vehicle? You were filling up. Was it on empty? You know, what kind of, and then they can go back and refill in the blanks. It's a cargo van. It's a Ford. It takes 22 gallons, and the guy said there was only a gallon in it. So this guy can only go for another 20 miles maybe. So, yeah, those are all important questions to ask.
Well, we are in special coverage, breaking news coverage here on Eyewitness News. We've interrupted your programming, and we want to thank you for being with us. But this is a dangerous pursuit that, again, began at about 11:30 for us as far as coverage. We did see the result of an accident that was a result of this person, and it involved an LAPD officer and another car. But you're watching breaking news coverage. We're going to interrupt General Hospital. We're going to continue on this because this suspect is responsible for the injury of at least 3 people. And we've watched as this person has hit a person on the freeway, carjacked or stolen a BMW, stole this van. So as Bruce Thomas has mentioned, this person is a high-value arrest now because of the damage this person has caused as a result of trying to get away from authorities.
Right. And those police officers, the LAPD officers who were injured in that accident in the first part of this pursuit. And again, on your right, the right of your screen, the right area of your screen, you just saw the suspect running away when he got out of the Dodge Caravan he was driving, the Caravan that was disabled from the spike strip. I'm trying to clarify, are we staying on through General Hospital?
Yes, we are staying. We're telling everyone that right now we have broken into coverage with General Hospital. We will air it in its entirety at a later moment. We'll get the information to you as we can, but we're coming up on the 2 o'clock hour. And just wanted to let everybody know the reason we are with this is because of the dangerous nature of this suspect and the impact to the community here as he is traveling on the 101 North. Looks like, I think it was approaching Canaan. So moving along pretty quickly. But this person has really shown some disregard for the safety of anyone in his actions behind the wheel of a vehicle. And it's been 3 vehicles now.
Right. And I lost count. Was it 3 gas stations that he pulled into?
Well, this one right here was the last.
The last one where he
was one. No, this is the one on the right where he was unable to get into that vehicle. He got back into the BMW and then moved to another one. So I think he went to 3 gas stations, maybe 4. Remember, he drove around in that Shell station.
Yes.
And we were wondering. You asked if he was going to get gas, and that was a perfect look because I thought he was just looking to see where officers were, but apparently he might have been looking for cars at that point. But he was probably running out of gas in the Caravan because at 11:30 is when the accident happened in Burbank. We didn't see this person for 2 hours until at about 1:30 we picked up this chase again. So if he was driving around all that time, it's reasonable to assume that he needed gas in that Dodge Caravan. And
there's still a lot of questions that we don't have answers to. You saw the vehicle a moment ago that was involved in that crash in Burbank. He may have been driving that car. We don't have clarification on that. But then they said he sped away, so maybe it was the Dodge Caravan. But if he was involved in an accident, let's clarify.
In Burbank, the Dodge minivan, they were chasing a Dodge Caravan.
Right.
The Dodge Caravan was not injured or not damaged, but an LAPD officer and a second vehicle were.
Got it.
The Dodge Caravan continued to drive for the next 2 hours. Officers were looking for it, re-engaged at about 1:30. We watched the Dodge Caravan be disabled due to the spike strips, and that's when the suspect jogged into a parking lot, got into a BMW, we think. He carjacked. It might have been just grand theft. Then we watched him take that BMW to another location where he got into this van. And we've seen him with this van run into somebody on the freeway at about 70 miles an hour.
That's right. And he continues to drive. Well, now he's at 100 miles an hour, and he is still on the northbound 101 near the Lindero Canyon Road exit in the Agoura Hills area. And 100 miles an hour in this van is not conducive to safe driving.
Well, Bruce, at this point, how now you're starting to me, it's almost as if you can breathe as a law enforcement agent, because he stayed on the freeway for a moment. He's driving north up near Agoura Hills. I'm not saying that you're away from everything, but you are starting to get away from maybe some of the heaviest traffic. Do you get a chance now to kind of regroup as law enforcement? Or now they're right behind him, so it's not as if they're stopping the chase, but do you like where this is more than before?
Yeah, very much so. He's now on an isolated area, and I call it isolated, meaning it's not a heavy traffic freeway right now. He's heading out of LA County. He's heading into Agoura Hills, Hidden Hills area. Traffic's less as you head toward the beach communities. And you're not going to outrun the radio. So there's another CHP station with other officers ahead, and they'll transition into that. So as a supervisor and someone actually in this pursuit, I do take a deep sigh of relief.
Yeah, because there were so many things happening, from the near assault on officers to the potential carjacking or grand theft of two different people, driving into the turn lanes and oncoming traffic on side streets at 100 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. We've seen Air 7 clocked it at 125 miles an hour at one point. That was on the freeway, however. But it just seems as if the freeways are built for the higher speeds that this person has been willing to drive, as opposed to Tampa, Rinaldi, some of the roads that this person was on. Those roads are not, they're built for 45 to 50. They're not built for 95 to 100.
No, you're 100% correct, Philip. And the fact that this guy's doing 100 miles an hour, which means you have to do almost 110, 120 just to catch up to the vehicle and stay with the vehicle. That's the other factor in this.
And
he's driving on the shoulder at 100 miles an hour.
And Bruce, in your opinion, do you think it was a factor that there was no gas in those previous vehicles, and now that he found a car that we believe is gassed up, this is why he's on the freeway and heading sort of farther out?
I'm going to go with that and say yes. That's an assumption on my part, but I think that's a good call on your part also, bringing that to the attention of the viewers. However, I do think in this vehicle, it doesn't have a full gas tank. As Air 7 HD pulls in on the left side, you can see the gas cap out. So how much gas is in that vehicle? Hopefully the driver was able to tell law enforcement.
Okay.
Well, and now you see, again, he's getting off the freeway at Moore Park Road. So we can see that he's off Moore Park Road, on Moore Park Road, off the Ventura Freeway. Again, the thing that you keep coming back to is he goes across 4 or 5 lanes of traffic with total disregard. You can just see him barely through the trees at that intersection. So it looked as if he was in the right lane, and now it looks as if he's turning left under the freeway. Oh, nope, there he is. You can see him in the on-ramp on the other side, and officers have pinched him in. They have pinched him in.
They have him trapped on either side. Wow, okay. This is an aggressive stance right now.
And you saw that CHP officer actually drive his vehicle into this van.
Bruce,
so they've got him in the front and the back, but they're still leaving him room to back up if he wanted to, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't. I probably wouldn't pull in real close on this because I don't think it's going to end well. But this is a very, very aggressive tactic by CHP. It's not something that we teach and or sanction. So for them to do this, they're done with this individual.
Yeah, and he is, his arms are out the window. I don't know if you can see that, Bruce. It looks like he's attempting to signal that he wants to surrender.